Ho, 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 ho. Happy Christmas Eve, I suppose is what it is. Thursday, the 23rd day of December, 2021. I am Dan Kuntz, right out of the box. I want to be straight with you. We're here. We're going to work. We're not going to work real hard. I mean, I'm wearing just a basic gray sweatshirt and my Santa Claus hat, and I didn't shave today. We're just going to kind of get through the day, get through the morning with you, and then we'll send you on your way to celebrate what we hope will be a very festive and joyful holiday coming up. It's snowing lightly in downtown Wenatchee, 25 degrees. We haven't hit 25 degrees in a long time. A little bit of light mixed snow today. We're going to have a white Christmas. I can almost guarantee you that. Even though we're going to be milder today than we have been the last 4 or 5 days, snow is going to be sticking around. It's going to be looking good. We could even get some snow on Christmas Day. Wouldn't that be cool? Forecast details are coming up. News, check that box. Sports, we'll check that box. Passes are going to be very difficult to travel on today. The winter storm warning continues in the Cascades until 4 o'clock this afternoon. There's really no window where it's going to be easier than hard. I looked at the DOT camera at the summit of Snoqualmie Pass yesterday afternoon about 3:30. Eastbound traffic from the Puget Sound area over here to eastern Washington was just bumper to bumper. There was just nobody was going anyplace. So, yeah. Now, if you're going to the other side, you're good to go. Very little traffic, but the roadways aren't particularly easy to travel. We'll get to all that stuff. It's Thursday. Pause for Pets will be coming your way from our friends at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. Crystal the dog needs a forever home. Might be the perfect gift for Christmas. And we're going to replay the interview I did with Randy Smith. We affectionately refer to Randy as the cross guy because he's the one whose epiphany back in the mid-'90s about putting a cross up in the foothills of the Wenatchee Valley led to what we have now, that beautiful cross at the very tip of Wenatchee Heights. It's a great interview, and it seems to be perfect for the last show of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley before Christmas. We will not be here tomorrow. We have Christmas Eve off. Hope you do too. All right, 2.5 minutes after the hour, here we go. I don't know what we can use camera-wise. We'll find out together. It's actually not too bad. Again, we have low clouds and fog, light snow in the valley floor, a little bit heavier in the upper elevations as we look out over East Wenatchee from the cross camera. Remember, last year we did not have a white Christmas until Christmas night. It actually snowed a couple of inches on Christmas night, but before that happened, we were bereft of snow here in the valley. That was last year. This year, not going to be a problem. Camera 2. Let's see what that looks like. Well, that looks like the monitor camera turned back towards the Wenatchee Valley. Confirmation from Uriah. Yep, you can see the cross. It's kind of hanging around in the fog, way off in the distance. That blinking thing is a transmitter at the very tip of Jump Off Ridge as we look out over the Sleepy Hollow area and a little bit of Sunny Slope and the Wenatchee Valley off in the distance. That's the monitor camera turned back towards the valley. Camera 3. Omi Gardens checks in with the low clouds and fog hanging over. Very light traffic this morning. The side roads, by the way, are a little slippery because we did have just enough light snow to cover the asphalt. The main arterials, you're good to go. But side roads, little slippery. And you can see the cross, again, in the upper part of your screen in camera 4. Ooh, speaking of Jump Off Ridge, good morning to Jump Off Ridge. This is Stamilk Basin hanging around. Off to the right is, you can just see a little sliver of Painborn Memorial Airport. And way off in the distance, of course, is the Wenatchee Valley from our Jump Off Ridge camera. And again, you can see the cross. You see it there? That's pretty cool. Nice views this morning on this Christmas Eve. We're going to have a white Christmas, and then it's going to get really, really cold. This Arctic outbreak is going to be coming our way. It's going to start late in the weekend on Sunday, right on into Monday, and they say that this could be a very long-lasting cold front. A big ridge of cold air is just going to seep down from British Columbia and Alberta, Canada, and it's going to be very, very cold next week. We can see some of the coldest temperatures we've seen in over 10 years, both for our afternoon highs and our overnight lows. And this isn't going to be a typical Arctic outbreak. Now, when we get these in the dead of winter, when it gets really, really cold, and it happens, every few years, the skies were normally clear and the conditions are dry, but we're going to remain mostly cloudy for all of next week with the cold. So there will be brief periods of clearing, but for the most part, not only is it going to be very, very cold, but very, very cloudy to welcome in the new year. Now, winter driving to the mountains there's just no other way to put it. It's going to be difficult wherever you go. If you're heading west over to the Puget Sound area, over Stevens or Snoqualmie, you're going to be hurting. If you're heading north on Sherman, it's going to be difficult. And if you're heading east to Idaho and western Montana over the 4th of July, look out. Winter driving conditions everywhere you go. Actually, all the way through Sunday, but the heaviest snow is going to be today and tonight. That's why they still have the winter storm warning for the Cascades. All right, here we go. Your all-important holiday forecast. It is 30%ing right now. The snow level is going to go up a little bit, but not much today, and will be warmer. Now, they say about 39. We haven't even been close to what they've been predicting for the afternoon high, and that's because there's snow on the ground. When there's snow on the ground, it always knocks down the temperature a few degrees from what's predicted. I don't think we're going to get to 39, but that's what the National Weather Service thinks. Also a little breezy at times today. Light snow possible tonight, 24 for the overnight low. Light snow, intermittent hit and miss snow on Friday. Again, high of about 36 degrees for Christmas Eve. Tomorrow night, as Santa goes out and does his thing, cloudy. Maybe some light snow. Overnight low around 22. For Christmas Day, there is about a 50-50 chance of some light snow to come down. That would be just about perfect. Light snow to put you in the mood, but not too much so you can get around town with a high of 34. And then here comes the cold, cold temperatures. The Arctic air will start coming down Sunday for sure. Overnight lows will be in the single digits. Many locations to the north of us in those valleys where the air gets trapped down there, you're going to see overnight lows at 0 or below 0. So that Arctic air is on its way. And again, it looks like it's going to be hanging around all the way through the early part of 2022. Your Pass Report brought to you by D.A. Davidson, the strength of a trusted partner and personalized solutions to meet your financial needs. Member SIPC. That is not Stevens Pass. That's not Stevens Pass. Oh my, it's 2nd and 7. I think they're going to pass on this one. I'll just tell you, traction tires are required on Stevens. It's snowing hard. Visibility is very, very poor. Traction tires are required, and that's probably going to get worse before it gets better. Blewett Pass. Again, we don't have the camera. I'll just tell you, traction tires are advised. It is snowing. It's not too bad, but it's still pretty dicey on Blewett Pass with compact snow and ice on the roadway. I-90 chains are required on all cars unless you have all-wheel drive. It is snowing hard. Chains are a requirement, and they are saying that there's going to be significant travel delays driving over the mountain passes, especially for eastbound traffic. Westbound, not so bad. Eastbound traffic from the Puget Sound. Now we got him to go again. Again, eastbound traffic from the Puget Sound area to eastern Washington, extremely heavy. What the heck is Stacy doing? Yeah, I don't know. Should we go home? Once again, to recap, Stevens Pass, traction tires are required. There's a live shot of Stevens. You can see how bad the visibility is. Snowing to beat the band up there. Blewett Pass, it's snowing. Traction tires advised. Compact snow and ice on the roadway. Chains required on I-90. It's snowing hard. Visibility is very much an issue. They're going to get snow all day today, 5 to 9 inches of snow today, 3 to 5 inches possible. Christmas Eve, 1 to 2 to 3 inches. Christmas Day, a couple of inches. The winter storm warning for the mountain passes continues till at least for this afternoon. They may, in fact, extend that. 9 minutes after the hour. Are we ready for a commercial break, Uriah? Let's throw on a commercial, and then we'll put on sights and sounds and go home. We can't do that. We have news to get to. And 52 more minutes of this program. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Mary Maids of Wenatchee believes a clean home is a happy home. Mary Maids provides holiday cleaning services to cheer about. Don't let the seasonal cleaning ruin the festive fun. Mary Maids can simplify your life at a great value. It's never too soon to start planning a holiday-perfect home. Mary Maids of Wenatchee happily offers a worry-free guarantee. Locally owned and operated, let Mary Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Call Mary Maids today.
While it may be hard to resist those big brown eyes and pleading face, many people aren't aware that people food can be dangerous to pets. And it's not just because of the added weight gain. Some foods are downright dangerous, including chocolate. For a detailed list of dangerous foods, go online to pawsandclawsvh.com. If you suspect your pet has eaten something dangerous, please call Dr. Shauna Baez and her staff at 888-PAWS, as your pet's health is important to us.
Light snow, 25 degrees with clouds and fog. We'll be above freezing, but we're not going to see a great deal of snow melt. Hit and miss snow showers, a little breezy at times today. And if you're dreaming of a white Christmas, it's pretty much a guaranteed job. It is 10 minutes after the hour. We begin with this story. Still waiting to find out the final sentencing of James Lawrence Jackson Smith. As you well know by now, a jury convicted him, the 33-year-old Smith, last week of assault and kidnapping in that strangulation attack on that 23-year-old Wenatchee hotel worker. He claimed self-defense in his two-day trial, but the jury rejected that argument while also acquitting him of a count of attempted murder. Jackson Smith now faces an estimated prison term of 14 years to almost 18 years. Now, he was due to be sentenced late yesterday afternoon, but attorneys were still working out the details of the sentence recommendation that they're going to put before Judge Kristen Ferreira. Now, those negotiations could reschedule the sentencing hearing into next week. A Wenatchee man is charged with drug possession with intent after allegedly carrying more than 1,500 fentanyl pills and a supply of heroin. Wenatchee police arrested 39-year-old Justin Michael Embry at a traffic stop back on December 9th. A search of his vehicle allegedly found 1,586 fentanyl pills plus heroin. Now, fentanyl, of course, is a powerful and addictive pain reliever. The large amounts allegedly involved led Chelan County prosecutors to charge Embry with 2 counts of possession with intent to distribute. He faces trial come March. The number of people being treated for COVID-19 at Central Washington Hospital has fallen into the teens for the first time in months. Confluence Health reported on Tuesday that there are 19 COVID-19 patients at the Wenatchee Hospital. The number of hospitalized COVID-19 patients peaked at 53 in late November, and in recent weeks has averaged in the mid to high 20s. On November 28th, there were 15 COVID-19 patients in the hospital's intensive care unit compared to 3 in ICU currently. 7 of the 15 currently hospitalized are Chelan County residents. 3 are from Douglas County, 4 from Grant County, 3 from Okanogan County, 1 from Kittitas County, and 1 from Bonner County. State health officials say Washingtonians got to continue to be vigilant against COVID-19, vaccination, booster shots. We've heard this. This warning comes as the Omicron variant begins to work its way into the state. Dr. Scott Lindquist with the Washington State Department of Health said there were 400 confirmed cases of the Omicron variant now in our state.
We need to have a good, solid surveillance system, watching our case counts as Omicron becomes more and more prevalent, watching our hospitalization effect as Omicron becomes more and more prevalent and flu is here, and then watching our deaths to see. We're getting preliminary data, nothing that I feel comfortable predicting on yet, that this Omicron variant is not associated with as much death, hospitalization, or severe disease, but that remains to be seen as we watch this surveillance in Washington state.
Douglas County Chief Deputy Treasurer Felicia Rosales sworn in Tuesday as the interim treasurer after being appointed to the post by Douglas County Commissioners. Rosales replaces former Treasurer Natalie Marks, who was suspended and then later resigned after a late tax payment cost the county $93,000 in late fees to the IRS. Rosales has worked in the Treasurer's office since 2014. She will serve until the next election. She was nominated for the interim post by the county's Republican Central Committee. And finally, a number of local musicians from Leavenworth, sometimes known as Christmastown this time of year, they joined in to create the song Merry Christmas from Leavenworth. Music and lyrics by Eric Link. This video of the performance produced by our good friend Jamie Howell from Howl at the Moon Productions. This is cool. Check it out.
Sacred light, friends and family holding tight. Gifts we bring like long ago, making the memory new.
Merry Christmas from Leavenworth.
Well done, Eric. Well done, Jamie. And by the way, you can watch the video. There's a link to the video on the Leavenworth Chamber's website, leavenworth.org. That's the news at 18 minutes after the hour. We're going to have a newscast for you tonight, I'm assuming, with Grant and Eric at 5, 6, and 10. Once again, we'll be closed tomorrow. The offices will be closed. There'll be no Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. There'll be no news. We can all celebrate family, the Christmas with family and friends. So we'll get a 3-day weekend. With a preview of tonight's news, here's Grant Olson.
Good morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, we will bring you our weekly Pause for Pets feature from the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. Windy and warmer today, and then snow in the forecast for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. I'll have the details in your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. And in sports, Eric Granstrom will have results from yesterday's high school basketball action as well as last night's Washington State-Boise State basketball game. That and all the day's news stories coming your way tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope to see you then. Dan?
Thank you, Grant. Don't forget, you got a news tip. You want to drop us a note and say hi, look at the bottom of your screen. That's the way to do it. It's all involved with the World Wide Web, Facebook, our homepage, our email address, and our telephone number, which you can call after 8 o'clock. Going to take a break. When we come back, sports, the obscure holiday today in history, some celebrity birthdays. Everybody's entitled to Mike Mignotti's opinion. Crystal the dog needs a home. We'll have Pause for Pets from our friends at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, and Randy Smith, the cross guy, will visit us as well. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
I'm Dr. Malcolm Butler. I'm a family physician here at CVCH, and I've been a family physician here for the past 28 years. For 25 of those years, I've been the chief medical officer. And now I get to return to my first passion, which is the delivery of primary care. I'm looking forward to welcoming you and your family to join me as I practice 3 days a week in our 600 Orondo building in Wenatchee.
Fall in love with high-speed internet from Localtel Communications. Cuddle up and stream unlimited movies and TV with SureStream TV. With speeds up to 1 gig, you can download music, apps, and games in seconds. Shop, stream, surf, and game like never before when you fall in love with Localtel. Call 509-888-8888 today.
21 minutes after the hour, right to the Les Schwab Men's College Basketball scoreboard we go. 25th ranked Texas Tech, they just manhandled Eastern Washington, 78-46. The Red Raiders scored more in the first half. They scored 50 in the first half than the Eagles scored in the entire game. Eastern was led by the 10 points of Ryland Bergensen. An unfortunate theme has been emerging this year for the Washington State men's basketball team. They blow leads in the second half, and that happened again last night. They squandered a 5-point halftime lead and lost to Boise State 58-52. Coach Kyle Smith says it's tough to win when his team goes 5.5 minutes to start the second half and not score a point.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a run as much as we really didn't score. When I say we didn't score, I mean we didn't score. So they got transition. They got a couple transition in that stretch. They got in low post, but what did they shoot second half? 36 and 25. So, and then they got to the foul line. They made the free throws. So I don't think they're a tremendous foul shooting team. And they I think Kigab is career 58%. He went 9 for 11. So, like I said, credit him for doing that. That's what you got to do to win games.
Tyrell Roberts came off the bench to lead the Cougars with 16 points. Audrey Jamanowski had 11 points and 12 rebounds. The Cougars started 5-0, and now they've lost 5 of their last 8 games. Smith was asked, how does the Cougars get out of this rut?
I don't know, it's rut. We haven't done anything yet, period. We've had my 2 years here, we've had 500 a year and one game over 500. So everyone has this side of the narrative. Like, oh, you guys are good. I'm like, I'm not sure what you're basing it on. All right, and that's what our team needs to hear. Like, you are what your record is, Bill Parcells. So we're 8-5. We'd like to be better. We've been poor in close games. That's evident. And we're either going to break through and get tougher and win some of these, or we'll fold. And historically, we haven't been. So we'll get better. But it's nice to have an expectation, because I think people have talked about us. And I guess we've earned it through articles. not playing. You know, that's why I don't get into the social media stuff and that. And I don't know if our guys do. I know it's hard not to, but it's like, you know, we are what we are. We're 8-5. We lost tight games, and we got to find a way to get better. And shooting the ball we do is not going to get it done.
Cougars are off until next Wednesday, when they'll take on the Huskies in Pullman to the Les Schwab. I'm sorry, the women's schedule today. I almost got ahead of myself. Eastern Washington ladies will host Portland State in Big Sky play. That's at 6 o'clock. You can watch that on ESPN Plus. I don't have it. There were very few games on the prep schedule yesterday, but to the scoreboard we go from Les Schwab. At the Giesa Winter Shootout, Wenatchee got 12 points from Camden Lloydhammer and Trent Goodell to down Prosser, 39-35. The Antioch boys had a rough go of it against the Coyotes. Kittitas beating the Tigers 60-40. Linnea and Alania Morin combined for 52 points to lead Hanford over Prosser, 53-46 on the girls' side of the Giesa Winter Shootout. And in other girls' play, Kittitas got past Antioch 50-22. Couple of games on tap today in Quincy. The Jackrabbits will host Royal in a boys-girls doubleheader. The ladies tip it off at 1:30, the boys to follow at 3. Seahawks have a short week to recoup from Tuesday's loss to the Rams. They got Chicago coming to town on Sunday, of course, for the Seahawks. And Pete Carroll, this is unfamiliar territory. Pete Carroll will finish under 500 for only the second time in his 12 seasons in Seattle. A lot of speculation has been made in the national media about Pete Carroll's future with the Seahawks. Pete Carroll was asked by the media, do you think you're going to lose your job?
I'm in good shape, you know, and feeling fine about where we are. We're just battling for these games right now. You know, that's all we're doing. There's no conversation about anything, and there's no really no concern about anything past getting through this thing right here and getting back to the game plan that's hurried this week, you know, and that's it. There's no time spent on it. There's no conversations. We're just digging in every day and doing the work that we do, and so that's all I can help you with on that one.
What Seahawks fans and Pete Carroll can't figure out is that this team is pretty much the same roster as last year. Last year's team went 12-4 and won the division. This year's team didn't. Pete Carroll says it comes down to third down.
Yeah, it has been frustrating because we feel like we have parts that can get this done, but the consistency just hasn't been there. There's been a real common theme, you know, and that's been that third down stuff that's been a factor. You know, when we moved it really well last night, you know, we were doing it on first and second down. We were chunking a little bit, and the rhythm was really good, and we ran the ball well in the mix of it, and you know, so we can see it. Like we talked last week, we really felt the rhythm of it and the balance of it that we'd like to see was really present, but we just saw it in spots, you know, last night. Now, it's a really good defense we played, a really good team and all that. They have something to say about it, but regardless of all of that, it has been frustrating, yeah, because what's happened on defense is we're keeping the scores in control here. We're doing a really nice job in that regard, and I would like to take advantage of that in these wins, you know, by holding these games right in the area where we're 13 points or something like that, 15, 16 points. We're capable of doing that for a whole game, and you know, there's not very many teams that are doing better scoring-wise than we are, but because we've been on the field a lot, both sides, you know, contribute to that defense and offense. It hasn't balanced out like our winning formula has over time, and so and it really feels like it's execution, and you know, and that's troubling because we work really hard at that stuff, and it's really important to us. We continue to take care of the ball, you know, those kinds of things that give you a chance to be really good. You know, we're one of the tops in the NFL about not giving the ball up, and that's a huge factor for us in winning, and it hasn't come through for us like we want, and we need to get the ball more on the other side. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff, and But it has been frustrating. Heck yeah. And so we go back to work and see if we can clear it up a little bit and get a little bit better.
It's the Seahawks and the Bears at Lumen Field on Sunday afternoon. Enjoy. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this 23rd day of December. Happy Festivus. Yes, it's a Festivus for the rest of us. It is December 23rd, and that means Festivus because it dates back to a Seinfeld episode of December 23rd, 1997. And there you go. Festivus was a real holiday invented by Dan O'Keefe Sr. in 1966. His son, Dan O'Keefe Jr., ended up being a showrunner and a screenwriter for Seinfeld, and he wrote this Festivus holiday into the famous Seinfeld episode. All the things in that episode were actually true parts of the O'Keefe family's celebration of Festivus, with the exception of the aluminum pole. That part they made up for the show. So you have the holiday pole, the dinner, the airing of grievances, followed by the feats of strength, and of course, it wouldn't be Festivus without a true Festivus miracle. So everybody out there, happy Festivus. It is today. It's all over social media, too. 29 minutes after the hour today in history, taught and considered by historians as one of the great acts of statesmanship. George Washington, General George Washington, on this date in 1783, resigns his commission as Commander-in-Chief of the Continental Army. He did it at the Maryland State House in Annapolis, Maryland. It was very simple. He said, if we're going to have a country that has civilian control of the military, it starts now. Because nobody would have minded if George Washington never resigned from the military. But he said, no, in this country, the civilians are in charge of the military, not the other way around. And if this is going to work, I'm gone. George Washington stepped down as Commander-in-Chief 238 years ago today. 51 years ago today, the North Tower of the World Trade Center became the tallest building in the world. It beat out the Empire State Building by about 4 feet. It was the tallest building in the world for about 4 years before it was surpassed by the Sears Tower in Chicago. But on this date, 51 years ago today, the late lamented North Tower of the World Trade Center became the tallest building in the world for a short period of time. October 13th, 1972. Now, what do you mean? October 13th. Today is December 23rd. October 13th, 1972 is when the plane crashed in the Andes Mountain, the famous plane crash. 28 survived the crash, and then, 12 of them eventually would succumb to their injuries. The crash happened on October 13th. On December 23rd of that year, after being stuck on the mountain for 73 days, the 16 survivors, as you see, were rescued. So 28 survived the crash, 16 made it out 73 days later. Why? Well, throw it up, Uriah. Yeah, there it is. 16 survive 2 months after crashing in the Andes. As we know by now, well, you know what happened. It's Christmas. I'm not going to tell you what happened. Look it up. They found him 49 years ago today after being stranded in the mountains for 73 days. And finally, on this date in 1975, free agency comes to baseball. After not signing their contracts during their option year of 1975, arbitrator Peter Seitz declares Andy Messersmith and Dave McNally unrestricted free agents. With that, the reserve clause, which had governed baseball from its very beginning, was dead, and players were free agents, free to negotiate with any other club. And boy, was it a game changer. The average salary for a Major League Baseball player in 1975, when this ruling came down, was $44,676. Today, the average salary for a Major League Baseball player, $4,100,000. 32 minutes after the hour, a couple of birthdays. Harry Shearer is 78 years old today. On The Simpsons, he is the voice of Principal Skinner, Kent Brockman, Mr. Burns, Waylon Smithers, Ned Flanders, Reverend Lovejoy, Dr. Hibbert, Lenny Leonard, Automan, Rainier Wolfcastle, Scratchy, Kang, Dr. Marvin Monroe, and Judge Snyder. Harry Shearer is 78 years old today. And happy birthday to one of my all-time favorites, Eddie Vedder, lead singer of Pearl Jam and one of the three guitarists. Happy 57th, Eddie Vedder. He's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and on merit, too, I might add. 32 minutes after the hour, we have an opinion from Mad Dog McNaughty. We're going to replay that great interview I had with the man responsible for the big, beautiful, brightly lit cross at the very tip of Wenatchee Heights. Randy Smith will be joining us. But first things first, Crystal the dog needs a home for the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. It's Pause for Pets.
This week on Pause for Pets, Jenny introduces us to an affectionate dog named Crystal.
So this is Crystal. Crystal's about 4 years old. She could best be described as probably like your perfect couch potato type of dog with a touch of zoomies. She loves to go outside in a secured backyard, have the zoomies, play a little fetch, and then come in and snuggle. We call her our lap dog here at the shelter because she comes into my office, and what Crystal loves the most is affection from her humans. Crystal's a little bit of a challenge in the sense that she needs a no cat, critter, or other dog home. She's looking for her person that just wants to be her perfect companion. She is so incredibly loving and affectionate. She can't be around other dogs or critters. They stress her out too much. So she's just looking for somebody to provide a really safe home for her, where she can just be loved, have lots and lots of attention, lots of treats. She loves soft blankets and cuddle time, right? She's just the best.
If you're interested in meeting and adopting Crystal, the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society is located at 1474 South Wenatchee Avenue and is open 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and closed 1:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. for quiet hour. Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org.
At D.A. Davidson in Wenatchee, they believe your investment success begins with a personalized plan. A plan that is the roadmap you need to navigate your way to living your best years in retirement. D.A. Davidson can help you create a plan so you can take the time to enjoy the finer things in life. Let the financial advisors at D.A. Davidson help chart your retirement future today.
Hi folks, welcome to Save Mart. How can we help you today?
We're looking for a recliner.
Okay, right this way. Go ahead and move this chair on the other side. We can lift this up.
Great, I want that one. I like that one.
That's a great choice.
And I want this one as well.
Okay.
And I definitely want this one.
Ooh. You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
Hey folks, Carrie from Blueberry Hills. A chill is in the air and it's a perfect time for some old-fashioned comfort food like our amazing Eggs Benedict, chicken fried steak, French dips, soups made from scratch, or fruit pies fresh from the oven. The crowds might be gone, but we're still here for you folks, so bring an appetite and a friend to Blueberry Hills in Manson, where you pick, you sit, you eat, and you visit. Open Wednesday through Sunday from 8 to 3. wildaboutberries.com.
Crystal's Restaurant and Lounge in Leavenworth has a warm environment to enhance your dining experience. Serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Crystal's Intimate Lounge is a wonderful place to relax and dine with beautiful views of the mountains. Do you have a special occasion coming up? Call Crystal's to reserve their event space. Whether your event is grand, intimate, or casual, Crystal's provides unforgettable food and superb service. Crystal's Restaurant and Lounge, proud to be serving fabulous food and drinks. When your heating or cooling system is giving you trouble, call the Diagnostic Doctor from Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Here's the culprit right here.
All joking aside, when you call Dick's, you're calling 35 years of experience at customer service right here in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's strongly believes in repairing before replacing, and they service all major brands of HVAC units.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNutty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, we have one of those Amazon Alexa things in our house, in the kitchen. We yell at her to play music. I like the blues. Rosie likes to play easy jazz and bossa nova. I wish she got that, I don't know. But we tell, we tell Alexa to put stuff on our shopping list all the time. It's pretty cool. We say, Alexa, put, eggs on the shopping list, and she does, okay? It's pretty cool, actually. But when my son Tony was home visiting this summer, he put his hat over the Alexa device and he told us that he didn't believe we'd have one of those things in our house. When I asked him why, he said, this thing was just letting Jeff Bezos and Homeland Security listen into our private conversations. Well, I told him, look, if Jeff Bezos and the government really wants to listen to Rosie and I arguing about who's going to do the dishes or what kind of pizza we're going to order, they are more than welcome. This is Mike Mad Dog McNutty, and that's my opinion.
Here at Succession, we're going to have our third annual tree lighting. Every vineyard row gets lit up. Santa Claus makes an appearance. We've got the torch lanterns going and fire pits going daily, and it's really festive through the end of the year.
Alta Cellars is the perfect place to stop and relax during the bustling holiday season. Enjoy fine wine and live music on Saturdays. In the old fire hall in downtown Manson, Alta Cellars. Good things happen here.
Traditional values and innovation in honoring the life of each family we serve is part of the ministry of Heritage Memorial Chapel. Our staff is committed to walk with your family with compassion through this time of grief. We are here to help and here to serve, the right kind of help when you need it most. Heritage Memorial Chapel.
Color Effects has moved their shop to a larger location to expand their services, including adding in a state-of-the-art large format printer. They got it. You need banners? They got them. You need vinyl decals for your cars, trucks, vans, or trailers in just about any size? Yeah, they got it. Color FX has also been providing fun swag and clothing for local churches and high schools around our valley for decades. Support your local print shop. Call Color FX in Cashmere today.
Hey everyone, Fletcher and Amy Ellington here from Live It Up. In the investment world, ROI stands for Return on Investment. Well, how does better health, better wealth, and better relationships sound for ROI? Join us every week right here on NCW Life and learn how to invest in the most important asset, you.
We're going to answer your questions and provide some weekly inspiration so you can create a life that you love. Join us on Live It Up.
What is the address of your emergency?
Yes, it's me. It's my husband. I think he's had there's something the matter with him.
It was a feeling that I'll never forget, like being able to meet them and know that he survived.
Okay, tell me what's happening. Is he conscious? No, he's not. He's not.
Okay, take a deep breath for me. I'm getting you help.
Rivercom means to me that I still have my husband here with me. They're the ones that guided me through saving his life.
Hello, North Central Washington. I'm Dave Tosh, Executive Director, Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center, and I'm excited to announce a new variety show entitled Vibrant Living, brought to you by the Senior Center, and I think you'll find it educational, informative, and a lot of fun. Join us for the new program, Vibrant Living.
I'm John Divis from Wenatchee Dental Arts, and I like to think myself as a comprehensive dentist. We are an office that treats people comprehensively for their dental problems. We do a lot of general dentistry in a broad sense. We don't send everything out. Things that we have the ability to do in the office, we like to keep in the office and under one roof and keep things as complication-free as possible. You can come to one place and have all their dental needs taken care of.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Christmas is this week. We know it. We've seen it. It seems that we can't remember a time when the iconic cross at the very tip of Wenatchee Heights wasn't there. And for the vast majority of people here in North Central Washington that find it quite comforting. And the last time we checked in with Randy Smith was like, a couple of Easters ago to get the latest cross update. You've noticed it's a lot brighter now in the winter sky. And here to talk about the cross, now you can be a part of it, is Randy Smith. We affectionately call him the Cross Guy, which is not a bad nickname.
There are worse names. Yeah.
There are worse names. Let's get caught up with you real quick, Randy. Obviously, everybody has noticed earlier in the year, I want to say, was it spring when the lights were changed out from the halogen to the LEDs, and it was an immediate reaction that we got from all of our viewers, because we use the what we affectionately call the cross camera every morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. It's our first camera that we show. It's real blingy. It's really cool. It's nice.
It was cool. Yeah, I've usually had groups of men come up and help me do any service work on the cross, because to do work on the lights, we have to lower the arms, which is an extensive process. You got to cable them off and then drop them down carefully and try not to bang things up and keep everybody out of the way, so hopefully nobody gets an arm dropped on them. But this local company in town donated the effort and the lights and whatnot to put on the cross. So we took off all the little, they're the same as a 9-watt light in the Christmas light, but they're an LED, so they were like 0.7 watts, really light. We took all of those off, or they took all of them off, and then they put all the new lights on, which is a 60-watt equivalent, bright white 5,000 Kelvin light on there, and I think there's like 150 lights on there total now, compared to the several hundred of the others that were up there. And I was hoping it would look better. I figured, well, it'll be some brighter, but I don't know how much brighter. And so the company actually tightened up all the cables on the cross and got it ready to go, and then put all the lights on it, and then we lit that thing up, and it was like, wow, this is cool. I like this.
It is spectacular. It's spectacular to look at. It really is. And for those of you who don't know, exactly how big is the cross? Because you don't want anybody up there, and for good reasons, private property, and it's not the easiest road to traverse anyway. So you're really not asking people to go up to where the cross is actually located. But for those of you who don't know, how big is it? How tall is it?
The cross is 109 foot 3 inches tall. And this was measured out by the people who come up and did the work on it, because they wanted to know structurally what it was. And so it's even taller when you're on the top looking down.
I bet it is.
Yeah, so
I bet it is.
And I haven't climbed it in quite a while, so which that's fine with me too. I'm getting a little too old to go up that high and then have somebody have to come up and rescue me. I don't want to go that way. So.
Let me. We're going to throw up Randy's email address, and there's a specific reason we're going to show you this website that you can go to. It's a website. Explain that to us, Randy.
Well, the website's been in place for many, many years. Renee Henderson, the data processing gal, put it together for me. She did a really good job. It's WenatcheeValleyCross.com. Really easy one to remember. I mean, you could Google Wenatchee Cross and it'll pop up for you. So WenatcheeValleyCross.com, and when you go onto the website, you'll get the opening page, which basically tells you the last person to have sponsored a night. And basically we charge $10 to sponsor a night, and that allows you to give me, which I oversee all the posts and verify them before I post them, and it'll come up on whatever day you want. We can do this as far in the future as you want to go. I have one lady who gives me enough money to do all of her family, anniversaries, birthdays, memorials. I mean, it's to the tune that, like, she gives me like $500, and she gives me this long list that takes me about an hour to load all these in the computer. But she loves it, and it's really good, and it's fun. People really enjoy it, and so it's just kind of a way to let everybody know. I could put pictures on there too if you want me to put a picture of a memorial for people and whatnot, and it's a lot of fun.
And the money goes to a good cause.
The money goes locally. I keep all the money locally, and the cost of the cross are pretty much have been taken over by another company in town, and so they said they would make that contribution to the cross, and God bless you. Let's go for it. And so all the money basically gets returned to Serve Wenatchee. They get money. The Lighthouse gets some money, and then I do what I love to do: Thanksgiving and Christmas every year. I'll go down to the local grocery stores in town, and I've got a nickname, the Christmas Stalker. And I'll go by and I'll look around, and I'm just kind of walking around the check stands, and I'll check out people that it looks to me like it would bless them a lot if they didn't have to pay for their groceries that day. And just go along there, and I will do that. And I tell you what, it's so much fun. It is just incredibly fun. The checkers all know me, and they will actually come and get me and say, hey, this lady on check stand 4, you don't know what it would mean to her to buy her groceries. And it's really cool because, you get up there and you do that, and I try to do it in a way where I'm not right too much in their face, and gently do it. Sometimes I'll go up and I'll just say, hey, let me show you how this machine works. And I'll slip my debit card in there, and they're looking at me like, what are you doing? And I'll say, yeah, that's a second here. See, that's how you do it. Merry Christmas. And then, it depends on their temperament and whatnot, but the gals usually start crying, and then the checkers start crying, and it just works up the road. And so it's just so much fun. It is so much fun. I have a neighbor up the road from me who gave me cash last year because he knew what I did, and he just said, here, let me give you some cash. So he gave me $500 in cash. And I called him up, and I said, hey, Jim, I'm going to be down giving groceries away. Why don't you come on down? So he came down. I gave him his money back. And he went out, and he got a couple of people and bought their groceries. And I'm pretty sure it was the highlight of his Christmas. It was really cool.
Do you think, and this is a kind of a loaded question, do you think that the cross has actually deepened the spirituality of the Wenatchee Valley as a whole? This is a pretty church-going town. There's a lot of people who go to organized religious services on a weekly basis, or even occasionally, and especially Christmas, even for the non-church goers, they have a tendency to go to. Do you get that vibe that it's kind of helped the spirit of the valley as a whole by having this cross where it's located, and people can just step right outside their front porch and look at it every night?
Well, most people can. I can't. I live in a location where I don't get to see it. But yes, I really believe it has. I don't think it's done any harm. There are obviously people who disagree with it and want to put up other symbols, and basically my response is, hey, if you get the property, it's private property, you put up whatever you want to put up. That's freedom of, living here in the United States. So do whatever you want. And so, yeah, I think it has helped. I know a lot of people use it as a kind of a testimonial and a icebreaker to start the discussion on religion. Well, what do you think about that cross up there? And then you can get a vibe right off the bat. I mean, I did this at Fred Meyer. I stood outside the door, and I actually had an app on my phone where I could turn it on and off right there. And I would talk to people, and I'd say, I'm taking a survey, and I wouldn't tell them who I was. What do you think about that thing up there? And it was generally, they really paid that much attention to it. Some people say, oh, I really like it. The kids loved it because I'd get the kids down there and say, push this button right here and watch it. And they'd push the button, and the cross would go on and off and on and off. And they thought that was kind of great. But it is a way to open the door, in a way. Mm-hmm. We have one lady at our church. Her name is Rainey, sweetest lady you'll ever know. And she's at the hospital all the time. And she gives away lifesavers, white lifesavers. And she'll go around the hospital and she'll tell everybody about that cross. And she'll pray with them. She'll find out what their name means biblically and whatnot. But she uses that all the time. I mean, that is her item to go to. So I hope it has helped, sure. And for those who can't help but look at it, but it still bothers them, maybe they need to reflect and think, well, why is it bugging me so much? Is there somebody trying to speak to me? You know, so I don't know. I'll let God do his work.
If you don't like it, as I used to say, change the channel. You don't have to look at it. I think it's been a great addition to the Wenatchee Valley, and especially the newcomers. Whenever I talk to a newcomer, somebody new to the Valley, it almost inevitably comes up. Tell me about the cross. Where did that come from? Because where it's physically located is phenomenal. It can't be in a much better location, except for you, because you can't see it. But
well, yeah, for some people.
But I mean, from a geographical standpoint, it's perfect.
Yeah, no, it is. When the offer was given by Mr. Mueller to put it there, and they come to find out when the work was done on the cross this year, we did a survey and come to find out it's not on Wolfgang's property, but we do have to cross his property to get to it. And I would encourage people do not visit the cross. It is private property, and there are neighbors there that just they don't want a lot of traffic, so don't do it. And then Kevin Gates is the guy who actually owns the property, and he has been extremely supportive of it. And so it's nice to have, you know, the property all around and whatnot, and everybody wants it there. So I'm praying that stays that way.
Once again, you can log on to Randy's website and you can pick a day and sponsor the cross for the night. The $10 goes to a charitable organization. I'll let you have the final word. A little Christmas message from Randy the Cross Guy as we celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ on Saturday. I'll let you take it home, my friend.
Wow. Okay. Well, this has been one of the ministries that I really, really like. I feel that, you know, back in, let's see, 94, when I was driving down Western Street and I looked up above Castle Rock at Thimble Mountain and got the inspiration from, there's only one person could give me the information, you know, that would be God, to, hey, put a cross up there. What would that be like? And then all the logistics of getting that done and then having it moved from there to Rooster Combe to Wenatchee Heights, and all the support I got. I mean, all I had to do was put a gentle word out, and I would have 20 to 30 people say, hey, I want to come help, I want to come help. It was a little more meaningful when we had to hike it up the hill and hike up to do gas every time, but it's there, and it's really good. So to be able to do something like that, and you know, of all the stuff that I've had my fingers in the Valley, you know, umpiring and coaching and being a part of this or that, this is the one thing that really stands out that, you know, I think God would approve of this one, you know, so that's good. And the other thing would be, you want a real blessing? Go to the grocery store, buy somebody's groceries. That doesn't have to be much. I mean, you could spend $40, $50 and it will still, to some people, that makes such a huge, huge impact. And you won't be sorry. It will bless you immensely if you do that. So go out and bless somebody else this Christmas and make them good.
And before I forget, because I ran into them earlier today, right before we taped this interview, Mobile Meals takes care of those shut-ins who can't, for whatever reason, go out and donate money to Mobile Meals and to help offset some of their costs, because they do great work. They've been on the show before, because there are people out there who simply physically, for whatever reason, can't get to the grocery store. Mobile Meals takes care of them, and you should think about them maybe this time of the year as well.
Yeah, my mom did that.
Yeah, exactly. It's great to see you, my friend. Merry Christmas to you.
Yes, thank you very much for having me on.
And keep up the good work.
I'm trying to.
You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
GMC Sierra with hands-free driving offers the most advanced and luxurious pickup in its class. Yeah, it rocks.
Are you looking at buying your first home or additional homes? Perhaps an investment property or refinancing? Let the local Caliber home loan experts help guide you every step of the way with 2 convenient locations to serve you in Wenatchee and Chelan. Give us a call today.
News, weather, and sports. It's all here weekdays at 5, 6, and 10 on your local news source, the NCW Life Channel.
What's the best way to attract a wide variety of beautiful birds to your backyard? by offering the birds the right foods in expertly designed bird feeders from Wild Birds Unlimited. Whether you've been feeding the birds for a while or are just getting started, let our backyard bird feeding specialists show you how to add a little joy to your life and make nature a part of every day. Shop now for exclusive bird foods, feeders, hardware, and more. Wild Birds Unlimited. Products designed by experts. Trusted local advice.
All right, getting ready to put a big old ribbon on this Christmas package. Don't forget, no show tomorrow. We'll be back on Monday the 27th. A couple of quick things I want to remind you of. Right now, Stevens Pass, it is snowing to beat the band. I'm looking at a live camera right now. It's coming down hard. Chains are now required on Stevens Pass, and also chains continue to be required on I-90. Both of those passes are seeing heavy snow and poor visibility, and the Washington State Department of Transportation is reminding motorists, especially those driving eastbound. There's Blewett right there. You can see they're covered in snow too. Eastbound traffic from the Puget Sound area to Eastern Washington will be very, very heavy and very slow going all day today. I just want to give you a heads up on that. If you're looking for some folks to come in over the mountains to visit you here in our neck of the woods, they're going to be in for a long, difficult commute. So just want to give you a heads up on that. Boy, is it going to get cold next week. Holy moly. Some of the coldest temperatures we've seen in over a decade are coming next week as a big blast of Arctic air comes right down from British Columbia and Alberta, and it's going to settle right down. And this Arctic outbreak is not going to be a typical Arctic outbreak when we usually have these really cold temperatures. That happens occasionally. Normally we have clear skies and dry conditions, but when this cold weather comes next week, it's not going to be clear. It's going to be cloudy and very, very cold. So just a heads up on that. Real quickly, for the rest of the day today, warmer than we were yesterday. A little windy at times. I have about, I don't know if we're going to get to 39. I have my doubts on that. Are we going to have a white Christmas? Yep, looks pretty good. In fact, we could even get a little bit of light snow on Saturday, Christmas Day proper. Looking forward to that. Okay, everybody have a great 3-day weekend. I hope you have a 3-day weekend. And we will see you come Monday. Take care. Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.